The Achilles heel on Barack Obama, and nobody sees this yet, is this Muslim Brotherhood stuff. When you watch the documentary that we put out this week, and please, if you've already watched it, please Facebook it, tweet it, get others to watch it. When you see this documentary, you will see that he is so deeply in bed with the Muslim Brotherhood. And that's his Achilles heel. His support of the Arab Spring is his Achilles heel. He didn't just kind of get it wrong. He's totally on the wrong side. Let me give you this. This is from Egypt. Egyptian husbands, listen to this, Egyptian husbands will soon legally be allowed to have sex with their dead wives for up to 6 hours after their death. This is according to local Egyptian media. The controversial new law is claimed to be part of a raft of measures being introduced by the Islamist-dominated parliament. Who dominates parliament in Egypt now? The Muslim Brotherhood. The ones that said, no, they have no interest in rule. They have no interest in running a president. They're running a president, and they're currently running parliament. And the one that the president said is not extremist, they're moderate, and they're not religious. Well, I'm sorry, none of those things fit a parliament that is passing a new law that says you can have sex with your dead wife for up to 6 hours after their death. What? I don't even begin to understand that. That's part of Sharia law, by the way. I don't even begin to understand. And I'm sorry, but you can say, and the White House does, the State Department says that there's Sharia law, there's moderate Sharia law and not moderate Sharia law. I'm sorry. No on Sharia law. Just say no on Sharia law. It will also see the minimum age of marriage lowered to 14. Now, marriage is not like our marriage where two crazy kids fall in love. That's dad saying you're going to marry him. Let's stop talking about Mitt Romney's polygamy past, which there is none, and start talking about, oh, I don't know, the lowering of marriage under Sharia law where a father can say you're going to marry him at 14 years old. Also, now in Egypt, with their parliament, they're ridding women the right of getting an education and employment. What do you say we stop talking about the war on women that doesn't exist with the GOP here in America and start talking about the war on women in Egypt, which this president endorsed and has invited the Muslim Brotherhood and their leadership into our White House. I'm not talking about the ones who have infiltrated. I mean the actual Egyptian Muslim Brotherhood meeting with the president and being legitimized the globe over by the President of the United States, who has just said, you know what, you can have sex with your wife. She's dead. As long as it's 7 hours, that's sick. But 6 hours, sure. Sure. As long as she's posable. Then you can also assign a husband to your 14-year-old daughter and marry her off. And by the way, we also think it's moderate and reasonable to cancel all women's education and employment. I'm telling you, this president knows. If he doesn't, we've been lied to about everything about this president. Remember, he grew up, and there's no slight on this, he grew up in Indonesia. He grew up surrounded by Islam. There's no way he doesn't understand Islam. There's no way he doesn't. I mean, that's their deal. He understands it. He knows it. He knows the people. Okay, so he knows Sharia law. There's no way that he doesn't understand who the Muslim Brotherhood is. The Holy Land trial. Isn't he an attorney? He should probably look at the Holy Land trial. The Holy Land trial. The people he's appointing are connected to the Holy Land trial through care, an unindicted co-conspirator, an ISNA, an unindicted co-conspirator to take down the United States. Those people are now working for this administration, for the Department of Transportation, for the Department of Homeland Security, for this administration, in the Department of Defense, in key roles, and he knows it. He doesn't have a problem with the Muslim Brotherhood. Could you please play the Marxist out of Canada? Billy Hollowell did a interview with this guy last night. It's going up on the Blaze. I don't know when. But he did an interview. This is a Marxist. Do you have it, Pat? This is a Marxist from Canada on the Muslim Brotherhood being in the White House. This is about a year ago. We played this. But now, when you have, what was the guy's name?
Tariq Fatah, was it?
Is that what you put it under? He's looking in the audio archives now. Here it is. Listen to this. This is about a year ago. We played this, but really listen to this now that you know we supported the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt. We have the Muslim Brotherhood now in the Department of Transportation, the Department of Justice, the Department of Defense. And listen to this Marxist communist in Canada.
Instead of bringing victory over the fascist forces of the Muslim Brotherhood, we now recognize that their infiltration is right up to the American White House. But we can't say that.
Okay, so he's calling the Muslim Brotherhood fascists.